SBN, Sports Business Now.
Hi, I'm Holly Koski, and I am your host of Sports Business Now. And we will be talking about all of the latest happenings in the sports business industry, including best practices and just latest trends. And today we are talking with David Villavicencio. Did I get that right, David?
Perfect.
All right. Thank you. And he is with the University of Miami Athletic Department. And he created something that's really unique in the industry and something that we haven't seen before, which is a Spanish-only Twitter account for the athletic department. So, David, if you could just go into a little bit of your background and kind of start on how you came about on this unique practice.
Well, I graduated from the University of Miami in 2009, and then for the last 4 years, I covered Major League Baseball for MLB.com and Fox Sports Florida and a few other places. But a couple months ago, I started working back at UM again, and it's great to be home. And since I came back home, we launched this Twitter account, Los Huracanes, and everything's been great so far.
Great. Yes. So how did you guys create, a Spanish-only Twitter account? Was it more of a fan-driven initiative, or was it created by the athletic department?
Well, at UM, we're always trying to reach all of our fan base, not just the typical 18 to 55 male football fan. And we know that there's a lot of Hispanic people, and there's a big Hispanic community. So we felt that it would be a great way to reach out to them and give them a place where they could get their information directed towards them. And we decided that Los Huracanes would be a great way to start.
Absolutely. The Hispanic marketplace is obviously huge for you guys down in Florida. And, you already have 200 followers and over 250 tweets in just a couple weeks. So that's absolutely great. What has been the feedback from your fans so far on this platform?
So far, the feedback has been really positive. We've heard a lot from fans and alumni. We have a lot of alumni, former athletes who are Spanish speakers, such as former major leaguer Alex Cora, current major leaguer John Jay, and they're very excited to see that UM is reaching out to the Hispanic community through Los Huracanes. And in the community itself, the community seems very excited to see that not just an athletic department, but one of their teams. Because you know how it is that fans identify with the team. They feel that we've really connected with them, and that's something that they seem to really appreciate so far.
Absolutely. Fan engagement is super big for especially college athletic departments. And, growing social media, obviously, it's becoming the main source of communication for fans. So are you looking to expand to, let's say, a Facebook or a Pinterest page, something like that, in terms of having it be only Spanish?
We might. Right now, we're focused on Los Huracanes, and we're making that grow. We also have a partnership with Radio Caracol, which is 1260 AM in Miami. They are our official Spanish language station. And we do some stuff with them on the weekends on the air, and they broadcast our football games. Eventually, we could move on to a Facebook, a Pinterest, and some other social media outlets. But for now, we're focused on these. And depending on how things go, we could branch out into bigger things.
And that's a great segue to, more of the international marketplace, where teams like FC Barcelona, Real Madrid, and AC Milan, they have kind of ventured into the different language posting as well, where a couple teams are using the same message in different languages. So it's kind of like they're flooding people's timelines, where one message is in English and others in Spanish. And another couple of teams are kind of going another route, where it's one post, but it's 5 different languages in one post. So it's not as much crowding of the timelines. What are your thoughts on kind of those different thoughts of practice?
Well, you mentioned all those soccer teams and their international brands. We feel that the Miami Hurricanes are similar to that we have an international following as well. And for us, we decided to separate them because you want to target your specific audience, and at the same time, like you mentioned, you don't want to flood their timeline. with a bunch of different posts in different languages. At the same time, I don't know that it's so great to put a bunch of languages in one post, because then you could be turning some people away, because someone could say, hey, I don't speak Portuguese, I only speak Spanish, so why do I want to read the Portuguese? Unfortunately, it's a situation where it's hard to please everyone, and it might be best just to do a little bit of both so that you can target some people specifically and throw general messages to everyone at the same time. At we decided to separate them, but there have been times, initially, there were some Spanish tweets that came out on our English language Twitter account, Hurricane Sports, and there was some confusion at the beginning from the fans saying, hey, what's going on that you guys are tweeting in Spanish? But we were able to take that opportunity to promote Los Huracanes and say, hey, these tweets were meant for Los Huracanes, but if you speak Spanish and you want to find out about the Hurricanes in Spanish, you can follow this Twitter feed. And we turned that little glitch into a positive. And I feel like some of these teams will analyze the way their message is being received, and they can tweak their strategy accordingly. That's
a great point of kind of turning fan sentiment, like kind of confusion, into a point where you can educate people about the Twitter handle, and that there is a separate account, and to really promote that. So that's a great idea to kind of just turn it on them. But also, so where do you see Hispanic marketing going in the future as far as over social media or just general business practices? Obviously, it's a very hot button issue. People and teams trying to capture, that relatively untapped marketplace. So where do you see kind of Hispanic marketing go in the future?
Well, here in Miami, the Hispanic community the Hispanic and Latin community, it's a lot of different, there's a lot of different types of people. There's the Cubans, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Venezuelans. There's people from all over, and everybody kind of has different interests. Also, there's the people who have been here a long time and people who have gotten here more recently, and they have different interests. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to reach the more recent people right now, because the ones who have been here, there's been people who have been here since the 80s, and they know about the Hurricanes and the traditions, and they're already fans. And it's not that we're neglecting them, but right now we're focusing on more the people that are recently arrived, because they might not know about the Hurricanes and they might not understand football. So we're trying to focus on educating them on football and teaching them about the traditions of college athletics, and showing them that they have a bunch of different sports available to them here that they can support. And so far it's been a positive for us.
That's great. And obviously, like you said, the U is on the cutting edge of a lot of different marketing and social media platforms. So it's really great that they have noticed that this is an area where they can make a name for themselves with the Spanish-only Twitter account. So this will be an interesting trend to follow in the future, and it could even be utilized in, say, the Pacific Northwest, trying to capitalize on the Asian population, or even teams in America trying to grow their international presence, as some are really focusing on that, say the NBA, for instance. So that'll be interesting to follow going in the future. And we want to thank you, David, for taking the time to come on the show, and wish you best of luck with the platform.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Sports Business Now, and we will see you next week.
SBN, Sports Business Now.